Hey everyone, Caront here, welcoming you back to Wild Arms. In the last episode, we went into the town of Saint Centour, picked up some goodies, met a couple of people, and got some new magic, and then we made our way up here to the Cage Tower, where we fought some baddies, got a new arm for Rudy, and now we're about to climb the ladder to go to the top of this place. So let's climb up here and see if we can find, well, what the heck's going on, I guess. Walk through here and we're kind of trapped. Great. Oh, hey, Alhazad. So, you're the humans working for the Guardians. You! The statue in the human town will be destroyed. Unlike Belselt, I don't like making a mess of things. I'm going to need a few minutes to complete my experiments in town. Here, you guys can play with my friend. I promise you won't be disappointed. Boo! Oh boy, that doesn't look fun at all. Okay, so we have the Night Gaunt, or the End Gaunt because it didn't have enough room. The first turn or two, you want to go ahead and attack normally, so I'm just going to go ahead and set my characters going because the Night Gaunt is going to start out with an attack that may end up killing you. That's why we had those goat dolls equipped to begin with. And if you do end up sacrificing the goat doll, you're not going to be able to use any, or your buffs are basically going to go away. So just go ahead and keep attacking him. I'm going to use Meteor Dive here. And yeah, I think we'll leave that off till I know he uses that attack. I'll just go ahead and take this opportunity to be attacking him. Alright, Mysterious Ray, group attack, which hurts, but not terribly badly. Now, as it turns out, we may not actually end up using these goat dolls, which, if we don't, that would be good, but you definitely do want to have them equipped just in case, because this attack that he ends up using is an insta-kill. So you definitely do not want to have that hanging about when you need to stay alive. Alright, let's see. Fire worked okay. Let's roll around with some of these other magics here. You notice... Oh, crap. Oh, well. The Night Gaunt does hit pretty hard. He doesn't hit as hard as those tail mooses that we fought a little bit ago, but still nothing to shake a stick at, really. But basically, just keep plugging away at him, and you should be able to make a dent in his HP soon enough. Actually, now that I think about it, never forget to use a lucky card on a boss fight, as I almost did. Shame on me. Alright, let's see. I don't think anybody really needs Cure yet. So let's go ahead and try Quake. I believe Quake is this guy's weakness, because he's a flying monster, so it rather figures. You notice he's also got pretty good evasion for normal attacks, so you'll want to use magic and special attacks whenever you can, just to make things run a little bit smoother. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so we've got that in play, and let's go ahead and let's keep on going after him. Now that I've got the lucky card on, I can pretty much spam hand cannon as long as I've got bullets, and then in essence keep using Meteor Dive for him, because that's always the way to go for Jack. And then keep plugging away with Quake until we need to heal, which should be coming up for Cecilia relatively soon. I know there's not a whole lot of variety in terms of the attacks that we can be doing, and it just kind of comes with the territory to some degree, but we'll get more variety as we go along because we do have that Crest Graph. I'm probably going to use that on a white magic item next time because I've gotten all of the magics that I want to in regards to physical attacks, or elemental attacks rather, that Cecilia can be using. So I'm going to lean more toward getting white magic for a bit. Wowee, I didn't realize Cecilia was completely full. Okay, Heal Berry for everybody so that we can all be healed up. Especially since he keeps hitting us with that Mysterious Ray. Alright, so just keep on keeping on pretty much. If you have the Analyze spell, which when I get that I'll rename it Scan, and you try to scan the boss, just like any other boss in Wild Arms, it's not going to give you any information. You're not going to be able to see what's going on with the hit points or the magic or the weaknesses or anything like that. So you're not really going to have much luck divining just how much HP this guy has. If you look online, you will see HP lists for enemies, but the main way they do that is basically, I guess they do the math on everything, or they crack the game open and are able to find it out that way, I suppose. I don't know. But anyway, just keep on plugging away. I don't really see the need to use Protect all that much because his magic attacks aren't hitting overly hard, and his physical attacks are hitting a bit rough, but not really anything that we can't heal. The only group attack he's shown so far is that Mysterious Ray. That having been said, I do need to heal Cecilia after this, just in case things try to go awry. And of course, if he ends up hitting her with that physical attack, she won't be dead, but she will be close, so definitely time to invest in a little healing energy for her. Alright, but the rest of it pretty much continue as planned, keep proceeding as normal, and you should be okay. And then we will take this guy out momentarily, I believe. There we go. Good. A counterattack that actually hit. That's nice. Alright, good. Yeah, Cecilia's definitely in better shape now. And we're plugging away with the hand cannon and the meteor dive and all the typical attacks that we've got going that we will be using as we move through. Let's see. I don't think any of my Guardians are Earth, although I want to check something real quick. I think I put Denogenos on... Yeah, I put Denogenos on Rudy. So, actually, instead of using his lock-on, I'm going to keep attacking with him, and I'm going to see about using Denogenos in a little bit. But for now, let's keep this going. Heal Jack here so that he doesn't fall prey to whatever the Night Gaunt has planned for him. And then I'll see if I can get Rudy's force attack up to level 2 in just a moment. Alright, well, next time is heal Rudy time, I guess. Okay, good. I can go ahead and show off Denogenos as a Summon Guardian. Now, I am getting a little bit of a premium placed on my magic, so I don't think I'm going to use a magic carrot just yet. I may use it a little bit later, but not right now. I will focus, though, on healing Rudy because it's starting to get about time to do that. Especially since Mysterious Ray hits, and this is going to get him for close to 200. So yeah, definitely heal Rudy. There we go. Okay. And now, let's see Denogenos. Another giant dinosaur. Oh, I think that was a really good choice. I didn't realize he was Earth. Whee! Is that going to do it? Is that going to do it? Wow, not really. I thought that was going to be a lot more effective than it was. Sorry about that. Alright, well, duly noted, I guess. Okay. Well, since it looks like these attacks aren't going to hurt too much, I'm going to go ahead and use the magic carrot on Jack just to keep him, basically to keep him in play here. Yay! Now, I did put up there on the Mystic information not last time. Here we go. Here's that attack that can kill everybody, Deathwing. And if you don't have the goat dolls equipped, you are in trouble because the whole party goes croaky if that thing hits as it was supposed to. It didn't quite, but if that thing hits and kills all your characters and you don't have a goat doll equipped, you're in a lot of trouble. Yes, I know, I sound like a school teacher sitting there shaking his finger at his students. I don't know. Anyway, just keep on going, and now that I have HP back for Jack, I can continue to apply away with Meteor Dive. Now, these goat dolls, as we'll see in a bit, actually will be necessary again. Well, kind of depends on how you want to go about fighting that boss battle, actually. But it can very well be useful again for a boss battle that will be very, very far in the future. It will be a side quest boss battle, and in fact, it's probably the hardest boss battle in the game. Yeah, harder than the final battles and so on and so forth. So, those goat dolls could very well come in handy again. Like I mentioned, though, it does depend on how you play it. I will obviously explain more detail about that when we get to it in, well, probably about 40-something episodes or so. I don't know. Alright, we should be getting relatively close to getting... Oh, there we go, yeah. Ta-ta! See you later, pterodactyl thingy, mabobber, gibber, jabber stuff. Anyway, ta-ta, Night Gaunt! And because of the lucky card, we get a lot of experience, which is nice. Rudy and Cecilia both level up, sweet. And a ton of money. But before you feel like you're rich Uncle Moneybags, yeah, hang tight. The statue is in danger. We must get out of here. I wonder what Alhazad meant by experiment. Can we do something about this barrier? Nope, apparently not. But it's Calamity Jane with her Batman theme. I don't know why they chose that, but hey. Do you know of this night gaunt? Is it in this tower? Yes, I understand. Oh God, cue my terrible British accent. So, this is the evil night gaunt? But no, we're not that. These people are just like us. They're bounty hunters. They apparently killed the night gaunt master. What shall we do? Yeah, do something, will ya? So, you want to get out, huh? How much is it worth to you? You have my bounty and I need the cash. Money? You want money? We're trying to save the world and you're asking for money. Give me a break. I don't give a damn what you're trying to save. All I care about is money. It's as simple as that. Turns out, not so much, but we'll see later. Damn it, how much do you want? How about 2,000 Gela? There's no way we can pay that much. Actually, there is, but yeah, whatever. Like I said, I don't really care. Do you want out or not? Now, as you notice, we've got plenty enough, but I'm just gonna hit don't pay just to see what it says rather. Nothing's gonna happen if you stay there, you know. One more time, pay 2,000 or stay in there. See, you have to pay, so let's go ahead and give the girl her money. That's more like it. Watch this. Ta-da! Goodbye. Just like Rudy, she uses an arm. Yes, she is the only other arm user that we see in the game, and now she officially introduces herself as Calamity Jane, or Jane Maxwell. I'm known locally as the most beautiful woman here, next to my sister. She's known as Calamity Jane in some parts. This little girlie's Calamity Jane? What's wrong with being a little girl? Don't tell him anything, McDullen. Excuse me. I will say also about McDullen, his name is likely a mistranslation of Magdalene. It actually is Magdalene in Wild Arms Ultra Code F, but it's McDullen here, so we'll stick with that. Where's my money? We had a deal, remember? Alrighty, so we forked over 2,000 Gela. A deal is a deal. Don't hate me. See ya! And off she goes. So, that's the end of the cage tower, and we don't really have anything else to do here, so let's go ahead and get ourselves the heck out of this place. And then we can see about heading back to Saint Centour, where hopefully Alhazad has not been able to do any experimentation. We hope, we hope, we hope. Oh, the music changes. That's not good. And we come into town with nobody standing around. That's not good either. We can take a rest though, and I will do that because we're a bit out of sorts here. But one thing we can try to do is roll around the town and see if we can figure out just what the heck happened here. Now, one thing you will end up seeing is we pick up the treasure here, Ambrosia, which I don't think we've gotten one of those yet. Have we? Where are you? Where are you? There you are. No, we haven't. Okay. Ambrosia is basically your cure-all. If you need it, this is definitely your super secret weapon. But hang on tight to that until you really need to use it, because you don't get very many of these. Alright, so move on through here, and you see up there the Guardian statue is pretty much gone. But we're not going to get to that until a bit later. We're going to roll through the town first. And then as you saw through that, something is definitely very wrong because we're getting attacked by monsters in the town. Now that is in essence the big tip-off. The people are gone with one very interesting exception. and monsters have taken over Saint Centour. Okay, lucky card, nice. Okay, well, looks like we have that Decorabia. I already showed you the Decarabia's stats in the last video, but now you can actually see them in action. So I'm going to go ahead and, well, I guess just do regular attacks here, and then see about taking out this Decorabia, like with maybe some magic here. Now, I mentioned you could fight this Decorabia in the cage tower. Oh crap, that's not good. No, don't put every... Dang it! Okay, a spell that I am probably going to, in fact, almost certainly going to pick up when I go into Port Timney is the Awaken spell. Because if you get put to sleep, you are in a great deal of trouble. And I didn't think I was going to have to deal with it quite this early, so I hadn't picked it up yet, so my bad. But there is going to be a point in time in which this could very well end us. In fact, this could very well end us right now, actually, if I'm not careful. Okay, good. Jack woke up. So that's one thing you have to be extremely cautious about in this, is Awaken could potentially be a very, very rough spell if you fall prey to it. So I'm going to go ahead and use Summon Guardian to try to sway the balance of this battle in my direction, but unfortunately it didn't really work at all. Dang it, I was better off using Sonic Buster to try to take out those tigers. But it's definitely imperative that you try, if you are awakened, that you try to take care of it ASAP. Otherwise, like I mentioned, it could be disastrous. So let me go ahead and hit Sonic Buster so I can try to take these tigers out. Fortunately, Jack moves pretty quickly, so I don't see this being too huge of a deal. So if I hadn't already thought I was going to get awakened, I'm definitely going to do that now. Or definitely going to do that when I get into Port Timney. Okay, good. Rudy woke up. Okay, well, let's see. I'm going to use Summon Guardian for him too, and I definitely need to put a premium on healing here for Rudy. So I'm going to actually use, well, I'm not just going to use Potion Berry, I'm going to use Accelerator and a Potion Berry so that I can definitely keep him alive. Whew, sorry, I didn't really think this battle was going to be that bad. My apologies. But just to basically say, hey, just in case you're getting complacent and you think you're doing okay, you definitely need to be careful. Watch yourself, because if you're not, you could very well be in a lot of trouble like I am now. And it's not that I'm under-leveled or anything, because I'm not really, but it's just the sleep spell took me by surprise, and it just kind of went downhill from there. But fortunately, everybody's back in now, so hopefully we should be able to finish this guy off without any real incident. Yep, there he goes. Okay. Whew, that was a lot rougher than I anticipated it being. But anyway, there's your Decorabia, and we can go on through the town and basically take our leisure as we will. So the rest of the battles I will be slicing out here, so fair warning. But you can run up here, get the treasure chest that the dog was hiding, and you have the bone, which is, from what I can tell, not really worth a whole lot. You've got it here, and it is actually an item that can be mysticked. Now, actually, now that I think about it, there is some use for it. You can use this bone, I believe, if you use it as a mystic item, it can end up becoming the spell Lucky Shot, which is a spell we don't have yet, and a spell that would seem like it doesn't really have much use, but as it turns out, it will have a great deal of use. Let's see, move through here. There's not really anything to pick up this way, I don't think. Do need to go back down here and get those treasure chests, though. Okay, we had more hellhounds there, pretty much. Let's see, where was I? Well, go up here and you pick up these treasure chests that we didn't get the chance to get when we were here earlier. Alright, well, something to replace that potion berry, and another secret sign. And if I didn't mention this earlier, I believe I did, but just in case I didn't, keep a secret sign in your inventory. There will be good reason to do so a little bit later because there's going to be an NPC that pops up that needs one of them. So hang on to one of them in your inventory if you have it. Don't think there's anything around this way, I believe. No, okay. Okay, I had another group of hellhounds there. And one other thing that did open up is, of course, this house down here. You can now go through and pick up the duplicator, or at least go through a puzzle to pick up said duplicator. Now, this is a little bit tricky because you got to move the box enough where you can go around it, but not so much that it's going to block your exit, which it looks like it just did. So, doggone it, pocket watch. Okay, it is very much a touch and go sort of thing because you can't pull them backwards, unfortunately. Let's see. Come on, let me around. Nope, just a little bit. No. Push it this way. Oh, okay. Sorry, I was a little bit mistaken on that. All right, but we have our first duplicator, which, like it mentioned, can be used to unlock those magic doors that we found, most notably in Adelheid Castle. Let's see, I think we've also got we've got Kitty Door down here. And we've got another pseudo puzzle of sorts. Not a big deal really to figure out. Just push it out of the way, bullet clip. Yay, okay. So now I'm going to go back around to make things a little bit easier, get back around to whatever's left. Okay, we had another Hellhound Decorabia combo there. Fortunately, not nearly as taxing as the last time I fought those guys. Alright, so let's go down here, and I mentioned you do have one survivor. Okay, sorry, some hellhounds interrupted my train of thought. We do have one survivor, that is Aura, who hides around her house, or hides in her house, but she somehow is able to survive. I'm not really sure how. The game doesn't really explain how she does make it, whereas everybody else dies, but she does still make it through. So go up here, talk to the statue, and it looks like we weren't able to protect this one either. The statue is speaking directly into my mind. I am the sacred spirit. I own Pawa. My powers are weakening. Take what I have left and use it against the demons. Oh, short and sweet there, and we get the Saint rune. Another piece of the Demon Queen's heart has been released. There's only one left. Let's hurry to the town of Timney. We must reclaim the teardrop before they use it to wake their queen. The entire town is empty. Everyone just disappeared. The demons must have done this. All this just to get at the statue. Okay, some hellhounds interrupted my train of thought again. But we picked up the Saint rune, and let's see what that ups here. Okay, that ups strength and attack, so that's going to go on Jack. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Let's see, what were the locks? Oh, golly. No. Definitely didn't get that up for Rudy. That's the whole reason I've got these darn things. There we go. Okay. Now, really, that's all we have to do here. So basically just go back into the inn and we rest for free. But now, all we have left, the only chance that we have left to protect these statues is to go through and make our way to Port Timney. And we have all the quarter knights showing up for the party now. I can hear the voice of pain, the voice of sadness. I can feel the screams of the human fools releasing me from these cursed chains. We are almost there. Fulgaia is practically ours. I'm still concerned about the humans who contacted the Guardians. You screwed up again? Not once, but twice. I think these humans are too much for you to handle. Why don't you let me take care of them? I'm sure I can accommodate them. Damn you! Just you wait. Stop it, Belcel. She's right, you know. The ills and the humans have shown abnormal abilities when pushed into a corner. We cannot afford any mistakes until the revival of our photosphere and Lord Mother is completed. Not you too, Zeke. I'll show you. I'll show everyone what Belselt can do. I will bring the heads of those humans and line them up right here. Guardians or not, they're history. And off he goes. You have such a temper, my fellow Duke. Here, let me see what I can do. Do what you like. It's been 1,000 years since we came here. Which then leads me to question, how the heck are they all still alive? But, I don't know, I guess all the test tubey stuff probably doesn't hurt. The loss of our homeworld, Hyades. We came to this planet to make it our home. Power rules all. This place will belong to us. Only then will we... Creepy tearing sound again. Alright, so we've beaten up a boss. We came back to a, well, dead and ruined city, unfortunately. Got ourselves another Guardian, and now are going to make our way to Port Timney. So, next time on Wild Arms, we're going to gallivant over to Port Timney and see if we can save the statue there. So thank you guys for joining me, and I will see y'all later.